I'm a sober coach, but still have a drink. And I know this won't sit well with everybody, and apparently it's quite controversial. But let me explain. And that's okay that it won't sit well with everybody. So, I'm sharing this video because even in the world of sobriety and alcohol change, there is shame, there's guilt. So imagine this, you're sat at home thinking, oh my gosh, drinking your glass of wine, thinking, am I drinking too much? Do I drink too much? Have I got a problem? You start to think, okay, you start to look on Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn or wherever, and you find this amazing sober community. And you start to think, okay, this is really good, I can learn a lot here. But everybody says you have got to be sober. Alcohol is the devil, it's poison, do not drink ever. Get it out of your life. So you're at the early stage of the journey. So what you do is think, oh my God, I am nowhere even able to think like that yet. So you panic. You think, I can't even think about that. You go away, you lock the door, and you push alcohol away and you just carry on and you don't think about it again for ages. The sober community, as much as there's wonderfulness in it, it also shames people. It makes people feel guilty. I call myself an alcohol transformation coach, really, rather than sober coach, because I help people transform their relationship with alcohol in a way that looks okay for them. Now, some ladies absolutely need to be 100% sober. Some want to reduce. A lot come and take a break, and we decide as we go along, but we decide together. I am not going to force on you, this is what you need to do. Unless there are some ladies that I'll say, you just absolutely can't drink. And we have that really honest conversation. So, where am I next? Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you my story. I've got my little key cards because I always forget. I'm 52, menopausal, and I don't want to forget really important information that I absolutely want to share with you. So let me share my story with alcohol. So I grew up in a hotel. My parents owned a hotel and there was lots of alcohol. Alcohol was everywhere. My dad worked in the bar. Everybody at the end of the shift, the waitresses, they'd go sit in the bar, have a drink. And I don't ever remember a time where I didn't go into the bar and say, can I have a glass of wine? And I was always given a glass of wine. And I don't remember not doing that. So I don't know what age that started. I went to some amazing parties in my younger years. Lived in London on my own. So, really partied hard, enjoyed life, enjoyed parties, and had a good time. And alcohol played a big part in that. So life went on, life was okay. And then a while, 14 years ago, I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. For those of you who don't know, Crohn's disease is an autoimmune disorder, and basically all it means is your immune system attacks itself. The treatment for this is you give a medication where your immune system is then suppressed. And that's brilliant. Like, it worked for the Crohn's disease. I stopped getting symptoms of Crohn's, but because my immunity was suppressed, I literally couldn't fight anything else off. So I had colds, coughs, felt generally unwell a lot of the time. Now, not enough to be off work, but enough that it was impacting my quality of life. So I decided instead to stop drinking. I was like, okay, I'm going to deal with this a different way. I did. I stopped drinking initially for a year. Didn't make the full year. I think did about 9 months at that time. And then a bit later on, did a couple of years. Didn't make a huge difference to my Crohn's disease, but what it did do was stem my curiosity. I started to have lots and lots of conversations with people, especially women, around alcohol and how it impacts us as women. So I got really curious about this and started to think, okay, what was my relationship with alcohol like? And I came to realise I used alcohol like a crutch, like a lot of people. We're taught to do that, aren't we? We're taught to think, okay, feel a bit sad, have a glass of wine, feel excited, have a glass of wine, feel frustrated, feel stressed, oh, let's get the wine out. So I decided, okay, I quite like though being able to have a glass of wine, but I don't want to use it like this anymore. So I had a couple of years where I didn't drink at all, and then I gradually reintroduced it. At this time as well, I trained to be a coach, and I also trained to be a hypnotherapist. I did lots of work on myself and lots of work about underneath the whys. So I understand the stress response. I understand my nervous system. I understand how it works. I understand the tools and the techniques in place to make me be able to have a drink and it be okay. So I don't drink every night. I don't generally drink at home. But the times that you'll find me drinking are if I go out for a meal, perhaps I'll have a glass of wine, or if I go away for the weekend with my husband or on holiday, those type of situations, I'll have a glass or two of wine. It's conscious. I make a conscious decision, but it doesn't feel like a necessity. I don't feel like I have to drink all the time. There is no obsession anymore. There is no guilt. There is no thinking, oh my God, shall I drink tonight? Shall I not drink tonight? All of that is gone. All that negotiation is gone. So I am actually really happy with where I'm at in terms of my relationship with alcohol. Now, that doesn't mean that it's the same as everybody else's relationship with alcohol. So, what makes me think I can help you, and what gives me the right to help people when I drink alcohol? So first and foremost, I'm a mental health nurse by background. I've been a mental health nurse for 25 plus years. So I've worked in dialectical behaviour therapy. I've worked with people who have got significant trauma and abuse histories. I've run anxiety management courses, depression management, anger management, all sorts of different things. I'm trained in solution focused therapy. I'm a trained coach, and I'm a trained hypnotherapist. And I have experience of changing my own relationship with alcohol. And also, the results speak for themselves. I know how to help women because I've listened. I've worked with women. I've worked with women who have been to AA and it hasn't worked. I have worked with women who have been in rehab. I'm currently working with women who were drinking at 6 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, drinking 3 bottles of wine a day. The women I work with make the changes that they want to make. And it's because I understand that the pattern, I understand what we need to do to make those changes. So, some women need to be abstinent forever, some women don't. But what we work on is the freedom, the peace, that self-trust that you need to have a life free from alcohol. It's not necessarily about saying never drink again. It's about having that freedom of mind. I'm not trying to help everybody, and I know not everybody will agree with me, and that's absolutely fine. Not everybody needs to agree with me. I work with the woman who's sat at home right now with a glass of wine in hand, thinking, is this it? Is this my life? Is this what my life has become? I don't want anybody to find out. Nobody can know how much I drink. They're the women that I work with. Hope you've enjoyed this. I would love to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments.